is sponsored by our friends at Omaze. Omaze is a revolutionary online fundraising platform for a new generation of donors that gives everyone a chance to dream big and win once-in-a-lifetime experiences and prizes, all while helping to make the world a better place. The Omaze community has raised over $150 million to support over 350 charities around the world. So what's in it for you? Enter for the chance to win a $2.6 million Miami dream house or $1.8 million in cash. Can you imagine yourself living in a sprawling 6,000 square feet sanctuary with 7 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and a resort-style yard surrounded by lush greenery? It's almost too good to be true, except it's not. This all could be yours, or you can opt for the cash. The charity that your donation supports is Make-A-Wish America. Every 34 minutes, Make-A-Wish America makes a wish come true by granting game-changing experiences to children with critical illnesses. Not only can these wishes inspire courage in the kids, they also fill families, volunteers, medical teams, and entire communities with hope to potentially win this incredible prize while supporting Make-A-Wish America. Go to omaze.com/Chael or click on the link in the description below. Ooh, guys, I am sitting on one. I am sitting on one over here. Now this, I have to disclose, came from Tommy from the Bronx. Now, Tommy from the Bronx and I are pen pals. You guys probably know him on Twitter. He's got a podcast. Tommy has been my source to the Diaz brothers for about 8 or 9 years. And I know the Diaz brothers. Getting them to answer the phone, a little bit harder to do. And Tommy always knows what's going on. And I mean like 2 months in advance, Tommy knows what's going on. Tommy told me that Nick was fighting Lawler, which I never came and told you guys because I didn't believe it. I didn't see where that match came from. And I think if Nick comes back, it's not going to be with Lawler. And point is, he's right a lot of times. And I said, Tommy, I got to run with this story because this is a big one, but I got to drop it in your lap in case it doesn't happen. He's like, I get it. Go ahead. Now, I'm burying my lead, and I will preface that, of course, things can change, right? But hear me out. Tommy believes if Nick beats Lawler impressively, I don't fully know what that means. I don't know if that means he's got to stop him or it's not a close match. I don't totally know what impressively means. And I've heard other people say, well, if he beats him impressive, he could earn a title fight with a dominant win here. Like, a win just won't do it? I mean, a win in the UFC won't just, it seems like a pretty big deal. It's got to be a dominant one. All right, here's what he maintains. If Nick gets the jump on Robbie, he, in the ring, will call out Khabib Nurmagomedov. 170-pound super fight. Before you start to share your opinion on whether that is accurate or not, let's just set it aside and imagine that he does. It would be extremely out of character for Nick Diaz to call out anyone. He has done it. It would not be unparalleled, but it would be out of character. I know that Nick at one point had called out George St. Pierre. I don't know that I can remember somebody else he called out. I remember Nick at one point had some kind of a beef with KJ Noons that he was more vocal on. Nick doesn't really call a lot of guys out. So if Nick was to do that, what would that mean? And Nick is not a fool. He is not going to take a shot, look thirsty, get brushed away by Khabib or anybody else. Which means if this information is true, that Nick, who would have certainly vetted this behind the scenes, believes he can get a response in the affirmative from Khabib. Did you guys ever ask somebody out, little kids? The middle school I went to, we called it going with. Will you go with me? And then you would like boyfriend and girlfriend or going with, though. This was the term at the middle school I went to. Before you'd ever ask the girl out, though, you would send your buddy either to her or to one of her friends to find out what she would say if you asked her to go with you. All right. That's largely how somebody that operates on Nick Diaz's level is going to work. He's just not going to get brushed away. He's not going to have his moment in the sun, which with his name, with his ability to draw, with everything that comes with a comeback fight, you can get more done with one win. If it's a comeback fight, with one win and one shot at a microphone, you can get more done than anybody else could with 3 years of being unbeaten. Nick beats Lawler. Nick will have that night the attention of Kamaru Usman. He will have the attention of Colby Covington, and one of those guys is going to be champion of the world in 5 weeks. So it's one of these things. If he uses that shot to go after Khabib, I just don't think that Nick's going to take a shot that he does not have a reasonable belief he could get. I will share with you, if you are of the mind that this information may not be accurate. I'm in that same camp. I am. But Tommy's very good, and all Tommy's claiming is that certain people from Nick's camp are saying this. And that is one interesting moment because Khabib, who has been very clear in his intentions, still is a human being. He has the right to reassess and reevaluate any opinion that he's formed when he's confronted with new information. That would be a new, random opportunity to have some real fun and get some real mega attention. I mean, think about how much you would like to see Khabib versus Nick Diaz right now at 170. So you throw a caveat on, which is Khabib's got to go up a weight. That makes things interesting. Imagine right now, though. You would go for that right now, correct? Okay. What if Nick wins? If Nick gets a win over a 170-pound champion of the world who will be in the Hall of Fame someday, Robbie Lawler. Whatever you're thinking for your anticipation for a Nick Diaz fight, it's going to go up several-fold. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. I don't predict for you. You and I think would happen. Even if this was Nick's diabolical plan, in the moment, I just don't think he's going to do it. He's going to pay a compliment to his brother, to his team, make the crowd erupt, maybe throw a couple of middle fingers out, and then Nick's going to be called out instantly. People will be going on social media hoping to catch the media's attention before they go to the press conference so the media can say, Vincent Luque says, Kamaru Usman says, Colby Covington just tweeted. And then Nick gets called out. And then Nick does what Nick does, which is look extremely uninterested. Make you all believe you may never see him again. Go back, count his chips, wait for the phone to ring. That would be much more likely. But what if? What if Tommy's information is accurate? What if Nick Diaz gets a win? What if Nick Diaz calls out Khabib?